The indispensability of international cooperation to have a better world is a very old idea. You see Immanuel Kant saying that a long time ago. Thanks to that idea, which I think it's a pillar of modern civilization, we have great international institutions. We have international law that have provided great service to humanity. Unfortunately, these institutions, more frequently than not, are bashed or sometimes undermined by the countries that are supposed to support them. However, we must insist that as we become more interdependent, we need not less, but more international cooperation. And there have been a lot of efforts to produce new ideas on how we can improve international cooperation. Well, we economists like to think about international cooperation in terms of something which we call global public goods or public goods. Public goods are those that ones that are produced for one person become available for everybody, and the consumption of one of them doesn't preclude the consumption for other people. These are examples of these public goods. They can be local, regional, national, or global. And the global public goods have not only the free rider problem, but also the questions of sovereignty. What has happened in last few years is that we have failed terribly. We have had wars, we have had proliferation or risk of nuclear proliferation, we have the collapse of the Doha round, and of course we have had a financial crisis. Well, we have a global problem in front of us, which is climate change. And we all know about it if we accept the scientific consensus. Well, it so happens that this may be one of the most difficult international problems to address, because it's not only that we have the free rider and sovereignty issues, but we have different interests, different perceptions from the different agents, and also we have very dramatic distributional issues that can create a lot of conflict and opposition to these ideas, because we are thinking about also people in the future and countries that are not ours for sure. That's why Kyoto has failed. Kyoto has not delivered participation, compliance, and it hasn't delivered substantial reductions in emissions. So we need to do better than Kyoto. So what can we do? Well, we had Copenhagen. The problem is that the way we have gone towards Copenhagen, I think is wrong. Copenhagen is going to turn ugly if we don't change course, right? And well, what can we do? I think we have to stop thinking that cap and trade is a good system to have a global negotiation. In my view, and in my view, many colleagues of mine, this is not going to be negotiable internationally. We economists identify that problem as a zero-sum game. It will have no solution, because once we speak about a total cap, his emissions will not be my emissions right. And that in geopolitics will lead us a dead end. So what is the solution? The solution, in our view, and I am standing on the shoulders of people like Bill Nordhaus and other mentors of mine, is to tax directly carbon emissions, right? We need to do that, and we need to start talking directly. Well, my colleague Bill Nordhaus has been working on this using what he calls dynamic integrated models of climate and the economy, and he has played with optimal trajectories of emissions and what would be the necessary carbon tax, either on carbon or on CO2. And it has a number of advantages that we can discuss in great detail, like the ones I am listing here, and this is very important: easy to implement, low transactions cost, and easy to verify its compliance. It avoids variability in carbon price. Very important. Look what's happening in Europe. It's crazy. Well, you could have even transfers of emissions, which I don't think is going to happen anyways, and allows things that will make it nationally, politically more negotiable. Of course, it's the question of the price, and there is this discussion whether it should be the economic criteria, cost-benefit analysis over time, or we should go targeting emissions, which will be then transferred into a calculation of an optimal carbon tax. Thank you.